With YouTube attacking alternative media, please consider supporting the channel via Patreon for just $1 per month. Link below. In just a month, it marks the 3rd anniversary of me being a full-time YouTuber, right? I started in April 2015 when I moved from San Diego to Oregon. Now I own a home in Washington, and I love what I do. I get to do this every single day, and I love my career. So when I see an article like this on the Washington Post saying why almost no one is making a living at YouTube, I just have to stop and go, oh, come the hell on. Come on. What are you talking about? So many people are doing this. It's not as bad as it seems. It's a little crazy right now, but it can be managed if you know what you're doing. And people like Todd C. Frankel here clearly don't know what the hell it is they're talking about because they're not talking to the people that legitimately do this for a living to see whether or not you can do it, right? Now, also, they're really wanting to look at, focus on Logan Paul here because him being the top vlogger and how much money he's pulling in and probably how much money he lost after the shenanigans a couple months ago. You see what's going on here. And also, this is not the only article like this I've seen floating around today. So yeah, other people are picking up on it as well. And I think they're doing this because what you have is you have the establishment media that is going after the independent media or the alternative media, and they're trying to basically dissuade you from doing it. And I'm here to tell you, if you want this, if you want to do what I do, you can do it. It's not that hard. I mean, well, it takes work, but it's not as crazy as it may seem. Now, one of the main attractions of YouTube is that anyone can become a star. There are no gatekeepers, no talent agents, and no television executives that need to be won over. Stars can come from anywhere, and they do. As evidenced, I'm not a star, but, you know, this is my job. Forbes' recent list of the richest YouTubers is proof. It's filled with people who post clips about playing video games or kids playing with toys. The top spot went to Daniel Middleton, known as Dan TDM, the 26-year-old British gamer, and he earned $16.5 million last year. Oh, screw you, Dan. No, good for him. But a new study finds that the odds of striking it rich on YouTube or even making a modest living are small. Again, maybe. But not, I mean, nothing's 100%, right? But you know, trying to say, oh, it's small, you're gonna find the success you want here. I don't believe that. Reaching the top 3.5% of YouTube's most viewed channels, which means at least 1 million video views a month, is only worth about $12,000 to $16,000 a year in advertising revenue, according to Matthias Bartel, a professor at Offenburg University at Applied Sciences in Germany, whose study is one of the first to examine YouTube data for clues about how this works for creators. What? I pull in 2 million views a month, and I get I get more than that on a per year basis. I get more than that, and not much. Well, no, I'm not sitting there and say much more. It's significantly more. It's not like I'm rich or nothing, but it's, you know, I can buy myself a video game and not freak out sort of thing. But this is just 16,000 a year for 1 million views a month. Oh, what? No way, man. 16. No, that's like, no way. Bartle found that it's gotten harder and harder for new creators to reach the top, as YouTube, which is owned by Google, adds 300 hours of video every minute, and the biggest stars become more successful. The median views per video plummeted to 89 in 2016. A decade earlier, that number was 10,262. At the same time, YouTube's biggest channels are gobbling up more eyeballs. The top 3% of channels received 64% of all the views in 2006. A decade later, the top channels took 90%, and that actually has everything to do with the YouTube algorithm and how they play favorites. So this isn't really about like, oh, it's so much harder to get ahead because you've got 300 minutes or 300 hours of content every minute. It has everything to do with how the system itself pushes towards certain things. And that is one of the reasons why you as a content creator, if that's something you want to do, have to wholeheartedly pay attention to what the hell is going on and what changes are coming in order to be prepared, be one step ahead. There's a reason why I'm still able to basically have my head above water to keep afloat. This is what I do when I'm not making videos. I'm paying attention. So this study is crap. It's already crap. A YouTube spokesperson in a statement said the services continue to see a tremendous growth for its content creators, with the number of channels earning at least 100,000 a year increasing more than 40% in the last year. But again, those ones, which ones are they? And are they the ones that are given more space on the front page? All right. Like we know, like a video like mine is never going to make the front page, right? Unless I talk about maybe certain, not even then, it's not going to happen. but we still provide a valuable service, and we still have a hold on a niche market. Now, what's happening on YouTube is occurring across the web, where creators are finding the long odds of success in the online world and not so different from IRL. In fact, they might be worse. In music, song streaming services such as Spotify and Apple Music have mostly benefited superstar acts. No one needs to fight a music label to get their song distributed, but getting listeners is a different problem. Less than 1% of songs represented 86% of the music stream last year, according to Nielsen. And the thing is, but being a musician and being a YouTuber are not the same thing. All right. Like trying to get people to listen to your song that you spent 4 or 5 months working on is a lot different from me talking about current events and having the right title, description, and tags and thumbnail and putting it out there. Like, it's just on a daily basis. It's just not the same at all. Because a few people buy music these days, making even a little money from streaming requires songs to be played millions of times. This has hurt the music industry's middle-of-the-road acts the most, the kind of musician who once would eke out a decent living selling several 100,000 albums a year and touring the nation without break into the mainstream. Increasingly, such acts face the pressure of going viral or going home. It's just a paradigm shift in the industry, but they're really trying to sell it doom and gloom. The music industry has been stifled by its own negligence for years, and how they didn't get into the Napster game and push that back in 2000, and they tried sticking to the traditional needs, and that's where we're currently seeing a lot of that butting of the heads. Same with television, movies, and in news. In television, so many new shows are being made that no one can watch them all. Nearly 500 scripted original series aired last year. The traditional networks are being challenged by cable outlets and streaming services. This has led to new opportunities for actors and writers, but the new era has distinct challenges, including shorter seasons and less predictable schedules that make it harder for many to make ends meet. Well, the thing is, though, is that they pay them enough during the seasons, but meant to carry them throughout the year. And then they use the popularity from being on a TV show to score movie gigs, which then pay more money, and they shoot during their off season, which then also adds to them working out more and more and more. Then if they get popular enough, they can easily get endorsement deals or sponsorship deals, which then help even further. It's a system. You see, it's a system. What they're referring to here is one cog in a clock. In a machine. It's taken out of context makes it seem way worse than it is. It's just true. Competition among YouTube creators is fierce, but has also led to trouble. In February, YouTube suspended all advertising on the channels run by Logan Paul, one of its biggest stars, after his controversies included videos he made showing his visit to so-called suicide forest in Japan and jokes about eating Tide detergent pods, as well as, tasering rats and trying to give CPR to a fish that was dead. Logan Paul's an idiot. Another star, Felix Schellberg, known as PewDiePie, I always mess up his name, was found to have used a racial epithet and made anti-Semitic jokes in some of his gaming videos. He was dropped from Google's lucrative ad service for high-performing videos, and his planned series at the paid subscription channel was canceled. But again, there's context there. The context for using the racial epithet came later, which is dumb, let's be fair. But everything else was taken out of context, packaged in a 2-minute video by the Wall Street Journal in an attempt to completely discredit the top star on YouTube and therefore make themselves still feel somewhat relative. Never mind the fact that one of the writers of that freaking Wall Street Journal article that went after him for anti-Semitic jokes was caught on Twitter making very similar anti-Semitic jokes. But the rules for thee are not for me, sort of thing, right? Hypocrisy run amok with the attempt to take down YouTube, which is what led on, one of the things that brought on the apocalypse last year. One of the things that brought on the apocalypse. Now, YouTube is taking steps to make it harder for even creators at the bottom. The company recently said that channels need to have reached 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 hours of watch time before they can earn money from ads. YouTube said the change is aimed at discouraging videos with objectionable or offensive content and that it would affect a significant number of channels. Well, the thing is, too, they're also wanting to make sure that that you are, I guess, dedicated to it, so to speak, and that you're not ripping off other content. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Ultimately, it sucks. I do feel like the 10,000 views was a lot better. Then it goes through a vetting process. I don't like I don't like the 1,000 subscribers. The 4,000 hours kind of makes sense a little bit, but I don't like the 1,000 subscribers. Your first 1,000 subs are hard. You know what I mean? They're hard. And that's just, I think that's a discouraging factor. Now, YouTube said the change is aimed at, okay, anyway. So Bartle's study did offer up some hope for YouTube aspirants, hints on how to boost the chances of financial success. YouTube offers 18 genre-like categories, and selecting the right one is highly significant predictor of channel success. The most popular categories over the decade were entertainment videos, which took in 24% of all views, followed by music and gaming categories. Well, damn it, I am in the news category. Great. Now, all of a sudden, all my videos are going to be marked for entertainment because I am an entertaining person. All this, entertaining. Now, the chance of a channel making it into the rarefied top 3% was best for comedy, entertainment, how-to style, and gaming, and worse for sports, education, nonprofit, activist groups, people, and blogs. Bartle also noted that YouTube's upper echelon still featured a mix of both professional and user-generated videos, writing that I hope it does give hope to YouTube's broadcast yourself rhetoric is not complete fiction. But sitting there and trying to say that no one's making a living is crap. I know a lot of people that have been able to make a living. I know a lot of people that have not been able to make a living. It's not an easy game. All right. You are fighting for every view you get. You have to be aware of the situation, aware of what's changing, and know how to play the game. And there are people out there that are always going to have the better than you. And there's people out there that are always going to have it worse than you when it comes to both views and content. You might look at someone and go, how the hell did they get that many views and subscribers? They suck. And here's the thing. I've said it too. And the people who look at me, trust me, I get tweets about this all the time. Like, how does he have that many views and subs? He sucks. And I'm like, well, no, it's part of it. It's part of it. But the key here is, for one, be smart. All right. 10 minutes or bust is what they really want. Know how to play the game. Know how the algorithm works. Be entertaining, be yourself, talk about what you want. Not everything is going to do as well as other things. If you want to be like a person who discusses philosophy, you're going to be in a niche market. The likelihood of getting, you can get there to that top 3%. It will take some time because you have to formulate it in a way that works. Having people that help you along the way is another good way to go about it as well. But to sit here and say that why almost no one is making a living, I want to say is crap, right? I got 160,000 subs. According to Social Blade, I'm in like the top 50,000 channels. Okay. Over the course of the past 2 years, I went from like 23,000 on the list of channels to 50. It goes to show you how many channels have grown and surpassed me in subscriber count. And I'm sure a lot of them have played correctly are able to turn it into a living. It's not just advertising anymore. It's also Patreon and Maker Studio and merchandise and other things as well that people can use as a way to get it to keep afloat. These kind of articles are designed, in my opinion, to simply just to keep people away, to keep you grounded, and to not go after your dreams of doing this. Not everyone is going to be a Logan Paul. I'll never be a Logan Paul. I'll probably never be an amazing atheist in terms of subscriber count. Okay. Whatever. It is fine with me. I love what I do. I love my career. I love everyone who watches these videos. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate that. You allow me to live my dream, and I want to help you guys live your dream too, if this is what you want. But these kind of articles are nonsense. Why I wanted to talk about it. It's lame. All it does is sit there and be like, well, you can't do it because it's such competition. Man, we are bred on competition. Our entire lives are competition. Not everyone can go to YouTube and get a freaking trophy for showing up. This ain't grade school, son. No matter how much they want it, the social justice warriors want that crap. The regressives want that crap. It's not how the system works. You want to play it, you got to play the game right. You got to play the game tough. You got to play the game diligently. And if you falter, if you walk away at any point in time, then you lose. But if you keep at it, it may take you a couple years, but you can get there. It took me 3 years to go full time. 3 years. I know people that have done it in 1 and they've done it in 4 or 5. It took me 3. And I'm currently about ready to hit my 3rd year of this being my job. And I don't plan on doing anything else with my life. I love what I do. And if you want this, you can have it. And don't let anyone tell you different.